My name's Priya Krishna. I just graduated from Dartmouth this past year. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I was a government and French major. I work for Lucky Peach, which is a food magazine based in New York City, and my job is essentially marketing outreach. I wasn't sure that I could make a career out of food, but it was my professors, my friends, who encouraged me to go after my dreams and to chase them. I joined the Dartmouth, our campus newspaper, in the fall of my freshman year, and my freshman winter, I decided to pitch a column idea. I came up with the idea to invent recipes that you could make using only ingredients found in the Dartmouth dining halls. And I started writing about food, and I was writing about this every week, and I sort of found myself at Dartmouth through this column. I found my identity, I found who I wanted to be. I would get so excited when I would walk into a dining hall and I'd see people with DDS Detective in one hand and a plate in the other hand, and they'd be following along the recipes, and it was so cool to see. I would never be like, that's me, but I would just sort of watch them from afar. So I always had this sort of insatiable appetite to try new things and adventure and discover, and my parents took me traveling, where I sort of discovered that you could taste a culture in a bite by trying their food. But it was always a hobby. It was never something I thought I could make into a career. As I started falling into these food-related activities, it just felt so natural. That's sort of when the switch happened. I was doing all of these things at Dartmouth that were food-related. All of a sudden, people thought I was an authority on food, and I was like, well, maybe I can be an authority on food. I went on the government foreign study program in London and wrote a paper on how tea and the culture of tea time built the British Empire. I just loved looking at food from all these different angles, and I realized that I loved writing about food in my food column as much as I loved writing about food in an intellectual way. When I first started writing my column, I would not have continued if it hadn't been for the support of people who were telling me that they liked it and telling me that they read it. I didn't really have any plan for the column. It was just something I enjoyed writing, and I never would have, in a million years, would have imagined that 4 years later, right out of college, it would be turned into a cookbook. Dartmouth sort of shows you that there are a lot of different avenues to success, a lot of unconventional avenues to success, but they're all very valid. If you haven't found a niche that you fit into, or if you haven't found an activity that you like, you can create that. You can pave a path that hasn't been paved before, and the community here will support you as you do that.